Hi everybody and welcome. Today I want to show some cool community projects that bring back games from the past after the developers have peaced out. There are some cool projects out there that try to keep the game and they did weird stuff, be it from like trying to reverse engineer the game without the source code, or straight up just making a program that works good without crazy patches and accept terms of service every week or something. So the first such project is Plutonium, which is a third-party program that is used to launch a game, but it enables you to see servers hosted on the service of Plutonium and essentially creating a server browser of its own network. It is built for Call of Duty games specifically. It supports Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World at War, and including the zombie mods that come with it. It has its own anti-cheat and community run mods, and it is totally free service, just as long as you have the game files. It doesn't change the files, but it runs on top of them, so if you want to play the game regularly without Plutonium, you just run the game, it all works. I've downloaded it, I've tried it, I've played a few games of the zombie mode. I was surprised at how quickly randoms joined me, and I was even playing it in the morning when usually nobody's playing at that time. They're even publishing the statistics, the amount of players playing on each version, and while the number isn't super high because it's spread throughout a number of games, but if you're playing zombie mode, which is 4 people per map, that's fucking great. Even if it's an 8 people map, that's still enough people. Anyway, Plutonium is a big good project. Moving on to the second project, the Gameranger. This motherfucker was first created in 1999 for Macintosh and brought to Windows in 2008 and supports 700 titles right now. Rise of Nations, Rush for Berlin, yeah, Star Siege, Startopia, what the fuck is that? Swine demo. See what the fuck is that? Swine. Oh shit.
Good meat goes bad. Again.
Only good for playing custom missions. Has more bugs than the original plus a hard DRM. 20 hours on record. Anyway, about Gameranger. This is another free service that works as a third-party program. It takes older games that have the feature to host on LAN and play with friends, which back in the day, if you remember using Hamachi, usually used because one of the guys didn't have the game, but Hamachi was kept at like 5 people. So Gameranger does what LAN used to do, but in a more convenient way by showing everything as a server browser. Once you join, it is up to the host to start, and when he does, it launches the game exe for everybody. And that means until that point you're just chilling on the desktop and stuff, maybe browsing internet. It does require matching versions, but that's about it from what I could gather. I just downloaded the game, installed the patch, launched, and it worked. Just the downside is that in Warcraft 3, everybody still plays Dota. A small feature that really shows the age of the program is that you can see the location of the people you're playing with, like rough location, right? Which gives that feeling of the 2000 internet whenever you're like, oh my god, I'm playing with somebody from the other side of the world, look where he is, holy shit, it's so cool. Like look, straight away from the Google Maps images, first image is like some tundra on the other side of the world. It's pretty whack. A cool ass looking bike. Look at the goddamn wheels. What is that Jeep? Holy shit. Anyway, it's pretty cool to think that somebody on Gameranger is playing Warcraft 3 Dota and he's from the other side of the world and they have this fucking shit. Or maybe he just lives in one of these houses, you never know. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Supreme Commander Forged Alliances Forever. If you don't know Supreme Commander, it's an RTS game that was very different to anything else on the market for its time, and Forged Alliance is an expansion that added a lot to the game and is generally seen as the whole game now. Released in 2007, it had its online servers shut down only 5 years later, on 2012. Which did not make the fans very happy. What also didn't help is that for those 5 years that the support was online, there wasn't a lot of content added, not enough bug fixes, not enough balance patches or optimizations for the game, so they started their own project, Supreme Commander Forged Alliances Forever. FAF. Essentially, it's a browser for your game that comes with things that we think are standard. Stuff like leaderboard, scorekeeping, replay saving. They even added cooperative mode for the campaign and a random map generator if you constantly want to do 1v1 or 2v2s. It's totally free for the public and you just need to verify that you have a Steam copy or a GOG game copy. Essentially that you bought it legally. So yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. A quick note, as I'm digging into it, it seems like there is a lot of drama surrounding this mod FAF, but apparently there is another project ongoing right now that does the similar things of changing and making better AI, making new maps, optimizing the gameplay, and it's still ongoing because the last reply from the creator is from a month ago, but it's more like there is no drama surrounding this project. So if you want a drama-less project, maybe check it out. If you don't give a fuck, go check FAF. I'll link everything. Let's move to the next thing. Project Rome and Venice Unleashed. Venice is a modding tool for Battlefield 3 with a server browser which works outside of Origin. It gives you the ability to host your own servers and populate it with bots rather easily, or join others for that example if you find them. The only downside is that Venice Unleashed needs you to verify that you have a legit copy of Battlefield 3 before letting you onto their servers. However, Project Rome, which does the exact same thing but for Bad Company 2, does not need verification. So it's perfect if you are like me and you lost Bad Company 2 when they forced you to create an Origin account back in the day, and now you wanna play it but you're like, fuck that shit, I ain't buying it. So you can use Project Rome and it's fairly to use, downloading it and adding one file to the folder of the game, creating an account on their servers, and that's it. You launch the game, you connect, and you see a list of servers. I've played this one in the morning, which usually is when there are less players online, and there are still a couple of servers. Now, I don't know which Battlefield is the best Battlefield, because each one has his own memories with that. For example, Battlefield 1 looks better graphically and the physics wise, but I fucking hate World War stuff. So I fucking loved Bad Company 2 when it came out, and the fact that I can just download one file, put it in a game folder, and suddenly I have working servers, I love it, I truly do. Battlefield Bad Company 2 was such a blast that the game starts, everything is fine, and by the mid-game suddenly all of the buildings are flat, people are inside there, and it's crazy. I loved it. And anyway, let's move on to the last project. Drift City Remastered. This is an old MMO that was launched way back in 2007, and it had its US servers shut down in 2016. It was still playable in Japan from that point on, but if you would try to connect from anywhere in the world that is not Japan, your ping would be very high. But since then, some folks picked it up and brought it back. I haven't tried it back at the original release at 2007, but I did now, and from what I've seen, there are player racing battles, there is story mode, there are delivery missions, time attack and NPC car ramming for par collecting. The game gets a bit grindy, but the community is very friendly, so if you ask for help you're probably gonna get it. And another thing is that the maps aren't super big, so you get to see people constantly driving somewhere and doing something. And all the activities that happens once an hour or once every 2 hours are shared, everybody takes part in them, so again, you're just involved with the community. It's a free game that is super laid back, and it's great to see such project happening. Anyway guys, this is gonna be it for the video. I hope it was informative, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have a good day.